and welcome to Science Time with Miss Victoria. This program is recommended for ages 5 and up, depending on the experiment that we're going to be doing. So just want to let y'all know, and let's go ahead and begin. Now remember, before we even start the experiment, that we always have to wash our hands for at least 20 seconds. You can go to our YouTube channel and look at the rhyme that I do about washing my hands. It comes out to about 25 seconds, because remember, you always do top and bottom, in between, and then you rub them all together, okay? So it gets about 25 seconds. Next step you can do is go ahead and gather supplies. I have mine set up, but I haven't told you what it is, so let's hold off for a little bit. Next step is to have adult supervision just in case, and for all these experiments, it doesn't hurt to have the adult there to at least help you set up. Some of it you can do by yourself, but this one, you can have the adult because it might get a little messy, so you might have the adult on handy, so make sure your parents with you. Let's go ahead and do our supplies. We're going to be making baking soda slime. All right, so let's go ahead and go over some of the supplies you need. First thing on the list is going to be Elmer's clear glue. I know you'd be tempted to get any clear glue, but for this one, try your best to get Elmer's, the brand Elmer's for this one. See if it's somewhere around your house. You probably have it because school coming up, you might have it listed as one of your school supplies. Just get an extra amount so you can test this out if you want. Of course, obviously it's called baking soda slime, so we need baking soda. We're going to need, different than most slime ones, is something called contact solution. Now you may get this from your mom or dad or your siblings. Make sure it has, just like I've listed, make sure it has boric acid in it, so that way it's already in this solution. You don't have to have it separate. That's why it's a real quick slime one on this one. You're going to be needing some measuring spoons, and we'll go over that in the steps. You'll find out which ones we actually need. You need a bowl. In this case, I'm going to be using a tub, little container here for me to do everything in. Food coloring is optional, and of course glitter is optional. So let's move on to our steps. All right, so let's go ahead and begin. First thing we need to do is pour 1 cup. In this case, for my measuring, I'm just going to use this plastic cup that's exactly 1 cup. You can also get your actual measuring one if you want. So I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to do mine in the container because, like I said, it gets sticky. So parents, before you even start pouring this glue, if you want, get to have the kids put some gloves on. You can have them put an apron on, because it's going to get kind of sticky. So it might get all over the place. And you might want to put some paper towels if you're doing it on the table, so that way it doesn't get on the counter. If you do get it on the counter, make sure you have some like Clorox wipes or some wipes, baby wipes, some towel to wipe the glue. So let's go ahead. I'm going to measure my 1 cup. And you want to be just as close as possible. Since I'm using a plastic one, I kind of know exactly where it last is. I'm going to pour it into my container. Now when you get out of the measuring cup, you might want to hold the cup a little bit so that way it'll drain, because just like anything, it sticks to the cup or the measuring cup that you have. I'll be using this little spoon right here I'm going to try to get as much of it out. Scrape it a little bit. All right. There we go, best as we can. All right, and get the edge. Now that's why you want the paper towel, so that way you can go ahead and put it on that, so that way it doesn't get glue all over the place. All right, so our next step is going to be, and this is the optional part, you can do food coloring or glitter or both. What I'm going to do is just do a food coloring, so I'm going to go ahead and do my 3 drops. Let's go ahead and go in the middle, and let's go with the 4 on that one. All right, so I'm put that aside. Next thing it says is to add a tablespoon. So this is where you get your measuring spoon, kids. So parents, make sure you have that 1 tablespoon ready. Get your baking soda. We're gonna go ahead and get 1 tablespoon. And you might have to scrape a little in there to get the baking soda to be loose. Shake it a little bit. So we have our 1 tablespoon. Gonna put it in here. Very good. Now we're gonna begin to combine it. So we're gonna stir it to combine. Gonna make sure everything's stirred. And since mine's a little bigger, once you have the bowl, it's a little more closer, but I'm going ahead keeping this container so I kind of have to go around because you want to make sure that baking soda completely combines with the glue before we do anything else. And of course with baking soda, just to let y'all know, sometimes baking soda parents, you know, and the kids will see it when they go, sometimes they end up getting in clumps. So you're gonna want to make sure to break those clumps apart. So you might have to help them on this because their arms might hurt after a while when you're stirring this. Okay, looks like a nice combination there. Now here's where it comes in. Normally you would be adding borax or some other ingredients to make the slime, but we're taking a little shorter version. And what we're going to do now, get your contact solution. And you're going to slowly begin to add the contact solution in small amounts. And you're going to mix in between. So I'm going to go ahead and do my first one, just do some drops. You kind of want to just gauge it. The kids may have fun pouring it. They may not have to do as much after a while. So I'm going to stop right there. I'm going to go ahead and mix this. And then we're just going to get it mixed as much as we can. And as you're mixing it, you want to look to make sure you're getting that almost consistency of slime. And if you're a parent, you're like, what is the consistency of slime? Don't worry, the kids got this part. They know exactly what slime looks like. So we're going to stir this up. The kids are going to know. They're going to say, Mom, I need a little bit more. So you can add a little more contact solution. Now, once we get it stirring, don't worry, it's gonna look sticky like it says on there. Ingredients are gonna look sticky at first, but continue to mix it until you the slime, slowly begins to form. Once you notice that it's slowly beginning to form into a slime, you see it's combining together and slowly getting to there. The next step we're going to do is if you had it in a bowl, you would move it into another container, because what you're going to do is remove it from the bowl and you're going to knead it. So whether you remove it and put it on your cutting board, or you put it on the table, you put it on the plate, or you just put it in another container, or you just keep it in that bowl. It's up to you. The next step, what you're going to do is you're going to knead it. Make sure the hands are dry. So if somehow it got sticky with the glue in between, have the kids wash their hands, dry them, so that way they have a nice dry hands, because the next step you're going to knead it with your hands. So kids are going to love this because they're going to get all sticky and get slime all over the place. So hence parents, you might want to give them an apron because you don't want to get it on all their clothes. If they do, it's going to have to make sure you have some clean clothes so that way they can change and you can put those clothes to wash. Let's put it that way. All right, so I'm going to go ahead and get my hand. We're going to knead it together. Now, as you're kneading it together with your hand, make sure you do have those wipes on handy too. Clorox wipes, or you're near a sink, because they're going to get on their hands and you're going to need to wash them. So as you're kneading it, as the kids are kneading with their hands, if they notice that it's still too sticky or it's too loose, you might have to add a little bit glue. But if anything, you're probably going to have to add some contact solution just to help a little bit if it gets a little too sticky. So once you have it, I have one already here made, and this one right here I just used glitter on mine. You can see the consistency right there. You can see the slime just going right down there, yeah. Now with the one that we're doing right now, once we have it done, we have made baking soda slime. It's real fun and easy. Once you have it all done, you can take it out of your bowl. And I put it on a plate just for now, but what you can do is get a jar, plastic container that has a lid, get the slime, put it into that little container, and seal it. And it'll stay good, it'll be staying there fine. All they do is just like anything you buy in the store, you know, they just take the top off, they can play with the slime, put it back in, close the lid. And it'll stay in the consistency of the slime. After a while it may break down, but it's okay, because now we know how quickly we can make the slime. All right, so you can see right now, Miss Victoria's hands are very slimy right now. So hence you want to go like this, kind of wipe it as best as you can off of you. You might have to use the container a little bit there. And we have our wipes. So parents, get those Clorox wipes, wipe the hands. Might need a couple because it's extra slimy. Okay. I'm gonna wipe that as best as I can. And make sure you do have some paper towels on handy. So if you're near a sink, that's like the easiest thing. Unfortunately for Miss Victoria, I'm not near a sink, so that doesn't help me, does it? Now, we do have some library resources. Okay, now some of these resources you can find, go to our website. And for example, if your kids are really into the STEM and slime and anything like experimental that may be like a little gross, but they love it, you can check out these books. We have one here about STEM Lab, Edible Science Experiments. That may be a fun one. And of course, STEM Play and Learn. They might like different ones as well. You can find these on our website, put them on hold, pick them up curbside. Another option, you can also, if you prefer, online resources. We do have two great services, Access 360 and Hoopla. For example, this one's Maker Lab, and of course for Hoopla we have Discovering Science. So you might want to check out one of these two. There's many more, but you can check out one of these, for example. Put them, you can mark it as a favorite. That way you always have it on handy. Check it out, and when it's time you return it and check it out again. That's a great thing about online, you kind of get it right away. All right, so let's go ahead and remember, since we're almost finishing, remember to go to our Facebook and YouTube channel, Corpus Christi Public Libraries. You can also go to our website, cctexas.com/library. You can get a full list of all the virtual programs that are being offered that you can see on the YouTube channel. Not only that, you can also check out our new browsing options if the kids are really into the science and STEM and they want to find out more experiments to look up. You might want to check out our new browsing options, which are new book alerts, author check, and book newsletter. And I will see you next time. Bye.